This section looks at school budget planning and delivery, different funding sources, and links between the school's budget and the school's development or improvement plan. Schools are all publicly funded, although income comes via different routes for specific settings. Education funding is politically driven and subject to change, so you will need to be aware of this during your studies on this unit. To show that you understand funding streams, you will investigate the funding for different settings and which agency or government department is responsible for the funding. Crucially, with ongoing changes, you will also need to show you know where to go for the most up-to-date funding information. SBMs have to be constantly aware of imminent changes that will have an impact on the school, and funding is one where the impact of changes can be significant, and it is therefore essential to plan ahead. You will also have to write a report for the Governor's Finance Committee in which you describe the budget planning cycle, setting out the different stages, and also explaining how, in your school, development or improvement planning links to budget planning. When, during the year, are the budget and the school improvement plan considered together, so that the educational goals set out in that improvement plan can be aligned to the financial goals in the budget? Are the actions in the improvement plan costed and visible in the expenditure part of your budget? If they are not, how can you be sure that they are affordable within the financial constraints of your budget? It is not unusual for there to be no financial information included in a school's improvement plan, but you need to show that you understand how the two should link. If there are currently no links between the budget and the school improvement plan in your school, you need to set out what should be in place. You also need to describe the goals of effective budget management, making links between financial and educational goals. How do you ensure that financial goals, such as balancing the budget, match with the educational goals in the improvement plan? Then you will think about how the links between budget planning and school improvement planning could be improved so that budget objectives are delivered, so that the expenditure achieves its aim. You will then move on to look at the role of the SBM in planning budgets. You will look at the different people involved in planning your school's budget and think about the points at which an SBM should be involved and the benefits this can bring. This needs to be specific to the planning element of the budget. Other aspects of roles and responsibilities will be examined more closely in a later section. The final part of the assessment for this section is scenario-based, looking at budget forecast and actual expenditure. You will complete an activity and write a brief summary to show that you understand the information that is used to compare budget forecast to actual expenditure and the corrective action that can be taken when variances occur.